In the ever-changing world of online content creation, there are certain people who manage to grab the attention of millions, leaving a lasting impact on the digital realm. One such person is Mizzy, an 18-year-old prankster from the UK who gained fame through his many controversial pranks in May 2023. Mizzy's journey into the world of online pranks and his subsequent notoriety gives us a glimpse into the complex connections between social media and what is considered acceptable behavior in today's landscape. As we explore his history, we'll take a small look at how Mizzy and his brand of pranks has evolved, the impact of his actions on his audience and society, and the ongoing questions about the line between entertainment and borderline harassment. Shout out to the Patreon members as always, and if you'd like to support the channel yourself, you can do so by checking out the link below or in the corner. With that being said, let's get right into everything. Now Mizzy here is always getting caught shortly after doing his pranks due to his severe lack in protecting his identity online, but you can protect your identity online by using Surfshark VPN, today's video sponsor. Surfshark VPN is a top-rated VPN service used by millions of people around the world who all have the same goal in mind, keeping their internet identity safe. There are countless moments throughout your life when you're using the public Wi-Fi service in order to do your work, but whenever you're connected to one of those services, you're always at risk for hackers to steal your personal information and data. With Surfshark VPN, you won't need to worry about that anymore, as once you turn it on, you'll be protected from any shady individuals looking to ruin your life. Surfshark VPN goes beyond just protecting your online identity, as it can be used for everyday situations such as accessing a region-locked news article simply by choosing that country in the list of many and refreshing the page to fix the issue. You can even use it to access exclusive streaming content only available in certain countries to get your TV show fix in. Best of all, you can use a VPN on an unlimited number of devices all just on one account. Your life will become so much easier using this service, and better yet, it's extremely affordable using my link at surfshark.deal/Lanza. You'll get 3 extra months for free alongside their 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it out and see if VPNs are worth your time or not. And if they aren't, hey, at least you tried it out, and that's better than missing out entirely on a deal like this. Go ahead and give it a try and check out the link below, and thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. Mizzy, whose real name is Bacari, traces his roots back to his childhood days, where his audacious and controversial nature began to start. Born on October 20th, 2004 at Homerton University Hospital, he spent his childhood in the vibrant streets of London. Growing up, he experienced a dynamic environment, residing in different neighborhoods such as Stoke Newington, Dartford, and Hackney. While specific details about his upbringing remain scarce, it is known that Mizzy was raised in a Christian household primarily by his mother, with whom he shares a very close bond with. He also has 2 older half-sisters who more than likely influenced his early years growing up. As a young boy, Mizzy was known for his mischievousness, always seeking out new ways to entertain himself and others around him. From an early age, he had a keen interest in pushing boundaries and challenging societal norms as he grew up. This inherent curiosity and attention-seeking behavior laid the foundation for his future internet endeavors. While his childhood experiences most likely shaped his personality of today, it was the emergence of social media platforms like Twitter and YouTube that provided him with a platform to express his unconventional creativity. With the rise of the social media platform TikTok in particular, a whole new generation of content creators was born, and Mizzy eagerly embraced this new digital landscape to finally make a name for himself in the world of online influencer entertainment. Mizzy quickly found out that the realm of the prank genre suited his interests the best and allowed his unique style to flourish. Intrigued by the high potential to elicit shocked reactions, provoke emotions, and generate viral moments, he found his calling in the realm of TikTok pranking. Driven by a desire to stand out and gain recognition, he began pushing the boundaries of traditional pranks, incorporating elements of shock value, unpredictability, and even downright illegal activity into his videos. What started off as simple yet shocking pranks like throwing milk around in a grocery store quickly turned into him stealing random people's pets and hoping he would get the attention he so desperately craved. His prank videos started off as expected, with Mizzy taking things further and further as he got the attention he wanted from people online. The video that made him a viral figure was when he walked right into some random person's house, much to the shock of those watching.
James? Come to the front door right now, please.
James?
Many people had their things to say about the man, ranging from comments expressing their shock at the sheer audacity he had to do such a thing, whereas others called him a nuisance and possible danger to both him and the people around him. This divide in reactions was unexpected to a lot of people, as while normally prank channels get away with a lot of shady and messed up things, Mizzy was at the point where he wasn't even pranking people anymore, but just rather being a blight to those around him, hiding under the guise of his actions being a prank in order to avoid responsibility. This newfound viral fame is what got most people to learn about Mizzy, as he was only known throughout small sides of TikTok until then. He clearly had a talent in getting people's attention, and so after seeing the best way to do it was by doing outlandish and borderline illegal things, he decided to take things to the next level. If you thought walking into random people's homes for internet clout was bad, the next few ideas he had lined up surpassed that and then some. Mizzy would start to unleash his pranks around London, and that included the aforementioned clip of him straight up stealing someone's dog, an act that evoked mass outrage and garnered widespread condemnation. If it wasn't obvious enough, he has a lack of care for his actions so long as he gets more famous on the internet and doesn't face any consequences in real life. And this callous and thoughtless attitude left many who were on his side at first questioning the moral compass behind him and what he considers pranks. After all, if someone is willing to steal someone's dog for internet clout, who knows what else they could do. Amidst the public outcry, Mizzy found himself starting to face legal ramifications. Remarkably, he was arrested not once but twice on suspicion of breaching a recently issued court order to nobody's surprise. The court had imposed a criminal behavior order on Mizzy, fining him over just £300 for his home invasion prank and imposing various restrictions on his social media activities from then onwards. These restrictions included refraining from posting videos without the consent of all the people involved, abstaining from trespassing on private property, and avoiding specific locations such as the Westfield Shopping Center in Stratford. Despite all the controversy surrounding his pranks, Mizzy's videos continued to gain momentum, attracting both fervent supporters and vehement critics. The shocking nature of his content had this unique allure to it, with some people thinking he was cool and others thinking he was a nuisance to society, with both parties watching closely to see how far he's willing to take it. The virality based on these factors is what helped him stay in people's minds, because if there's one thing all parties can agree on, he was certainly doing something right when it came to gaining attention, he was just doing it in ways one can consider rather extreme in nature. The controversial success of Mizzy's pranks caught the attention of media outlets who were eager to delve into the motivations behind his provocative content and get some easy views and money from the attention it would bring. Mizzy became a highly sought after guest, appearing in multiple interviews where he faced intense scrutiny and scathing criticism. One particularly memorable interview took place on the show Piers Morgan Uncensored, where journalist Piers Morgan engaged Mizzy in a highly confrontational conversation on May 24, 2023. Morgan openly labeled Mizzy an idiot and probed into his upbringing on his behavior in a very confrontational and straightforward way one normally doesn't see on public television. The interview shed light on Mizzy's perspective as well, with him attributing the negative media attention he received to racial bias and expressing some remorse for his actions, stating that he did apologize to the people he affected off camera later on.
What do you mean tell me about my life?
Well, you said you don't know anything about your life. Tell me about your life.
Because you're trying to get onto me because I'm black. Because I guarantee if
because you're black?
Person, yeah, I guarantee if
I don't give a damn about your skin colour.
Really?
No.
Piers,
why would I care what colour your skin is?
Really,
I just think you're an idiot.
Oh, thank you. I think you're an idiot.
I also think you're an idiot for playing the race card when no one's mentioned your skin colour.
Really? Okay, you don't have to mention it to...
I don't care about your skin colour, Mizzy.
I realised that at that moment, and that's why I went to apologise the next day. After it all blew up out of proportion, and I felt like bad. Personally,
I don't think you felt bad.
Okay, well you can
say that.
You can say that. I'm telling you.
I think you felt bad.
No, see, you're interrupting me. Why are you interrupting me? I'm talking.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm talking.
Carry on being an idiot.
Okay, we are siding the districts every time.
While some interviewers challenged his actions and sought to hold him accountable, others marveled at his entrepreneurial spirit and uncanny ability to capture media attention. Former politician and journalist Patrick O'Flynn lauded his talent for leveraging controversy to cultivate a growing fan base, highlighting his adeptness at capturing attention in an oversaturated digital landscape. Leveraging controversy to grow a fan base is indeed impressive, but what matters more is turning that virality into a long-lasting career, something that not a lot of people are able to do. Knowing that he was now in that position, Mizzy would start to plan his way into staying in the media for the long term and breaking his way into the online content creator sphere. However, this would prove to be much harder than he thought, as all his pranks are now being cast in a negative light in order to thwart his attempts at long-lasting internet fame. This included a prank of him threatening to beat up a Jewish person, going to a library and ripping up a book in front of the worker at the table, and him and his friends going to a random woman in the middle of the night and scaring her by asking if she wants to die.
Yeah, I like your hair still. You got some nice hair. It's nice and luscious. I'm perfectly fine. We're gonna die.
Mizzy would then take things a step further by hijacking a train on May 28, 2023, with the passengers running out in fear as he and his friends raid the driver's cabin and start to play around with the controls. This notably took place only 4 days after his Piers Morgan interview, making that statement of regret feel more like him trying to feign accountability for his actions and lying to the viewers to gain sympathy. In recent times, Mizzy has shifted his focus from pranks to a new venture into the online influencer boxing sphere, challenging IShowSpeed to a boxing match. It's very obvious this is just an attempt at leveraging his newfound fame some more, as everyone wants the man of the hour on their platforms right now to capitalize on the situation and make some very easy money in doing so. As expected, this endeavor has garnered mixed reactions, as it's obvious to see he's doing whatever he can to stay relevant now that people are starting to lose interest in him and his so-called pranks that he posts. He was even in contact with the Tate brothers at one point too, yet it seems he managed to squander that opportunity to build a proper audience for himself on that side of the internet. While he still may have his small little loyal following, the general sentiment towards him has turned overwhelmingly negative. The fallout from his brand of boundary-pushing pranks has left a lasting impact on his public image, and now that people are seeing he's just another clout chaser, not a lot of people want anything to do with him. When big names aren't even willing to bring you onto their podcasts anymore, you know a lot of people really don't think he's worth their time anymore. Mizzy is not a very unique or even interesting person at the end of the day. He's just like any other random dude that goes viral on the internet, only he's managed to stay around a lot longer than most people due to just how crazy his behavior is. Add the fact a bunch of major news sources are jumping on the story for easy money and spreading them around further in the process, and you have yourself a kid who shouldn't have lasted this long in the mainstream internet, yet here we are today. He's tried to leverage his fame some more, but it's clear it's starting to wane away as most people don't find what he does funny or even interesting, but annoying at best and degenerate at worst. I went into this video expecting a deep, long, and interesting story containing many twists and turns, but truth be told, there's really not. Mizzy is just a loser, to put it bluntly. Nobody likes people who act like him, as while one or two insane clips are entertaining, when his entire brand revolves around him being a public menace, the only kind of people that will give him the light of day are people who are just like him, with most not having the kind of internet clout he so desperately craves. He's just another blip in social media at this point, and unless he decides to take things even further, he's just gonna fade away into obscurity as people move on to other subjects. This whole situation does bring up some interesting questions though, like how in the interview Mizzy mentions he doesn't worry about the fines he's getting because the laws in the UK are weak.
You don't really care, do you?
The UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's not, the UK laws are weak, simple as, and that's not my fault. That's not my fault.
Perhaps he's just lying or telling the truth, but if he feels this is a valid point to bring up, this leaves people with a lot more questions than answers. As the online landscape evolves around these discussions and as societal norms adapt, Mizzy's ongoing trajectory serves as a reminder of the power and influence some bad creators can get a hold of in the digital age. He's yet another example of some random dumb kid getting internet fame he craved for. It is also one of the few whose actions have been pushed back upon by the majority of the internet so much that he's actually fallen into obscurity. Mizzy and his friends even entered another person's house recently in a video posted on his Twitter, but then his friend came out to show that it was a setup to epically own the media or something.
We did not sneak into any random person's house. This was all staged. It was all my idea just to get your attention, the mainstream attention of the news. All you ever do is promote negativity and violence, and I'm here to draw you out on it.
All this does is justify people's contempt towards Mizzy and his friends some more. So hey, at least they got the attention they wanted, I suppose. Even though he's recently gotten banned on TikTok and YouTube and most of social media, he always seems to come back because he craves attention that much. Perhaps his small rise and fall is an example of the ever-changing internet shifting into something else, but that's a topic for another time. It's safe to say that Mizzy will become a forgotten memory in just a few short weeks, but anything is possible, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens from here on out.